Yes, we actually have a, I guess you want to call it a matrix table based on specific types of violations. It's basically very prescriptive. It'll tell us exactly, whether we send maybe just like a warning letter, like you get sometimes when you get pulled over by a police officer, you might just get a warning from them. It'll tell us whether we submit a warning letter to them saying, look, don't do this again. If you do, we're going to take it further, or it might actually have a specific, say that we're going to issue it for a penalty, and then there's like some equations that we don't do. We have an enforcement section that takes all the information into account and can come up with a penalty for that specific violation. Yeah, Terry.
Yeah, could you highlight some of the major changes for reconsideration for the group here?
Sure.
What the major changes were, because I don't think a lot of us.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Charlie kind of touched on that.
He hit on some.
Right. There's two major changes with the reconsideration. The first one was that we basically put in there that they can't accept any other wastewater. They can only treat wastewater that they generate at their site, and it's covered on the face page of the permit. And that came all about because of the Marion County leachate situation. The other change was that the ocean monitoring study, and basically we required Georgia Pacific to take on an ocean monitoring study. And basically what that involves is they're going to go out, that's actually going to happen this year, this spring, and in the fall, and they're going to go out and they're going to look for, they're going to gather sediment data. This will be within kind of a mixing zone plume area and at what we would call a reference sites that should be unimpacted. So they'll take samples of sediments, and they'll look at sediment toxicity. They'll be looking at benthic organisms, the critters that live in the sediment, and they're also going to be measuring water chemistry data in the water columns, in the ocean itself. And so that study should be completed hopefully by the end of this year.
You can post it on your website.
Sure. Yeah.
Has there been any other requests on permits at Toledo or Camas for their
Oh, for like
treatment? For their water? I mean, they have to have some kind of, is there any requests on their permits to review their permits?
Oh, like this one, like a request to reconsider.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on specifically the one in Camas. I think that one's in Washington State, isn't it? Yeah. We've had some other mills in Oregon that actually, this is the first reconsideration, well, not the first, we've only had a couple in Oregon. Usually we actually get sued. So we've had plenty of lawsuits, and those take a long time to resolve. And some of them have been on, I think the Georgia Pacific Guana Mill, which is on the Columbia River, I think there was a lawsuit regarding that. Yeah.
What are the scientific credentials of the people at DEQ who issue these permits?
Wow, they could be all sorts of different things. Personally, I have an engineering background. There's other people that I work with that have science backgrounds. Could be biology, could be chemistry. In order to get a job at our level, you have to have a minimum at least a degree in some sort of science. But it could be a whole range of different sciences. Sure.
How many active NPDES permits do you have for ocean outfalls in Oregon?
I'm going to guess 10 to 12. This is the only industrial one. I'm pretty sure that, I think all the others are municipal. Municipal means like discharge for a city, wastewater, sewer. Yeah.
Have you done or allowed any cumulative effect analysis on these mixing zones and how they're impacting the water quality?
Well, when we look at a mixing zone, we're basically looking at dilution at the edge of the mixing zone, and this is part of the federal regulations that are allowed. And I understand people that don't want mixing zones. We couldn't just deny someone a mixing zone because we felt like it. We probably get an appeal.
But have you guys actually done research on the cumulative effects of the mixing zone?
What do you mean by the cumulative effects of the mixing zone?
Well, I mean, say that zone's been there since 1956,
Oh, okay.
or, you know, has there been,
Well, in this specific case, there was a study done, like Charlie mentioned, back when Huey Lewis was popular, I guess. That did do, you know, they did a study, you know, in the mixing zone. We're gonna be doing another one here this year. But that is not very common to do that. Usually, the way the kind of the whole permitting program is set up is we monitor the effluent. Based on what we're seeing in the effluent, and using our water quality standards, we determine if we think there's going to be a problem in the water body. You know, we do have, our own lab does ambient, well, we do monitoring of streams and rivers throughout the state. So we are constantly out there monitoring these water bodies, and you know, we can determine if there's problems. And typically, the way those are addressed is more on a watershed scale. So if we, let's say, I don't know what's a good example. Let's say the Coquille River has a problem with excessive algae. We've determined that by monitoring the Coquille River and analyzing the data. And so we'll go through a holistic process where we look at all the sources of pollution going into the Coquille River and trying to determine why do we have all this excess algae. And then what it boils down to is we'll eventually set limits for whatever wastewater treatment plants might be discharging there. And we'll also get involved with any non-point sources of pollution that are impacting the river. So that's kind of how we look at the river in a kind of more of a holistic sense.
Okay, why don't we take just a quick time to invite the rest of the panelists up, have a seat, and